Yo, what's going on, world? It's your boy Poncho here. Welcome to the first episode of the Encore Podcast.
Let's get it.
We're back. I just want to say one thing. We have filmed 6 episodes before this
5.
one. Duval was 6. So Duval's episode 6.
Bet.
Yes. So this is filmed after those, so you'll hear like in the future episodes, like I'm talking about things like we got to figure out the name. Eventually we just decided to call it Encore Podcast because I was stressing myself out.
Sticking to the roots.
Yeah, exactly. It was rough, but we're here. If this is your first time listening, this is a podcast for artists, creatives, musicians, basically any creative entrepreneur that wants to take their passion for music and art and turn it into a full-time business. So I'm here. I have a co-host who has been the homie since like 8th grade.
Around then,
like
for sure.
that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
my boy Cruz here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of this.
For a fact, I couldn't be more excited, but I definitely couldn't be more excited. But this is everything you've been doing for a minute now. Like, you've been in music, working in music, doing your thing for like 4 years now, 3 years now. Started as a producer and everything, but I'm sure you're
working with like artists and shit like 3 to 4.
Yeah. But I've been a fan since the get. Like anybody that's been in my circle that started in that early, like I've been a fan of from just because like if you're around me, like I want to support.
Word.
But besides that, like you're really like one of the most passionate and dedicated and just like humble people that I've met in this industry. So I couldn't be more excited when you asked me to be a co-host. I immediately, I'm a big fan, bro. So besides getting to be a co-host, I'm a fan. So, that's my shit.
Well, I appreciate that. That's crazy. But so I just want to tell my story a little bit, just to give some context of me, and then Cruz will do the same right after. My name's Poncho. My real name's Sean, but everyone calls me Poncho. I got the name Poncho because 3 years ago I pulled up to a music studio in Jersey on my bike wearing a poncho.
Bro, I never knew this.
You never knew that? I never told you that? Yeah, bro, that's how it happened. It was and then the secretary lady said, "What's up, Poncho?" And it's just like,
oh my God, bro.
Yeah, like, shout out Diana from whatever. I don't even remember the name of the studio, but I'll send this to you. But
I am dead.
Yeah. So I'm 24 years old. I grew up here in town. Well, we're in Peekskill. We're filming this in Peekskill. I grew up in Cortland Manor. I went to Walter Pannis High School. Fucking barely graduated. Played sports the entire time. The only thing that made me graduate was that I had to keep a passing grade in order to play football and track. So that was kind of it. Sports was really my whole life. Didn't really get into music until I was almost 19. And the only reason I got into it was because I was in college. I went to Ole Miss because I wanted to go to like a big sports school. Originally, I wanted to red shirt, join the team, and it was too much work, and I just did not want to do it. I was not motivated back then, and instead I hopped on the rugby team because I thought it would be cool. And my third practice, one of my teammates hit me high, smacked me right in the face, broke my nose, and got a concussion. And because of that, I had to go home for the rest of the semester on medical leave, and it was like the middle of October. This is the middle of October 2016, and I'm home. All my friends are at school. I have nothing to do at this point. I don't really have any passion for anything besides sports, and I didn't have anyone to play sports with, so I was like, fuck, what do I do now? And I had an old piano in my crib, so I was like, okay, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to teach myself piano. And I remember the day. It was October 12th, 2016, the first day I started learning keys, and the first song I tried to learn was Come and See Me, Drake and Party Next Door, which is still my shit to this day.
Interesting first choice. But
it was just the first thing that came up on YouTube.
Fire.
But yeah.
I got to hear you play that now.
Yeah, facts. But that's how it started, and I really, really got... Oh, also, the only reason I remember that date is because I got a graffiti ticket, and my court date was the same day, and that's a whole nother story. It was a thing. It was a thing.
You're not going to talk about your producer roots?
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
I bet.
But anyway, I got so hooked on piano, like I literally... Because I had nothing else to do. I didn't have a job. I did have a job. Later on, I got a job, but for like a month and a half, all I did for like 8 to 12 hours a day was play piano. So that was it. And then for Christmas that year, my mom bought me You good?
I heard a noise. I'm just making sure the camera's on. My fault.
No, you're good. Okay.
No, we good. Okay, my fault. She fault you.
Yeah, not facts. Yeah. We don't
PTSD
we don't have
about that.
Gianni here right now, so he'll help out with all that. Anyway, where was I? So my mom bought me an iPad for Christmas that year, and I went in the app store. I was looking at all the apps and shit, and they had the FL Studio mobile. So I'm like, oh shit, this looks cool, and I downloaded it. I started making beats and shit, and that's really how my music career started, on that fucking shitty FL mobile app. Yeah, I went back to school, ended up having a really, really horrible college experience, which is something that is a much longer story, which I can get into another day. But the only constant, it was just a really bad time in my life, but the only constant that I had was that music was there, and it was like my escape from all that. It's the thing that made all the other shit feel better. And that's kind of how I knew that it was meant to be. And it's also been the only thing in my life that's stuck since I've done it. Like, I've always quit shit, and it drives me crazy, but music is the one thing that I've never truly quit. I've adjusted my route and changed things, but I never quit it. And that's how I knew it was the thing I was meant to do. So,
Damn, I would just say that's really the beautiful part about this industry. There's so many lanes, especially in the digital and media age, where it's just like you could just constantly pivot. I mean, you're also taking an entrepreneurial route rather than just a music route. You know what I mean? Because it's like, as an artist or a producer, you might be more one, not really necessarily, but more one like lanes versus like you're taking a very like starting your own business and pivoting. So that's really a blessing about, you know, being an entrepreneur in that sense. So,
that's just cool. I just like building the shit. Like, I joked about this when I was on the podcast with Duval, which I shot 4 days ago. But shout out Duval.
Miss you, Duval. Wish I could have been there for that one.
He wanted to meet you. He was disappointed.
Bro, I met him before, so I definitely would love to have a great conversation with him. He's a dope guy.
He'll be at the show.
Yeah,
for
sure. I'll see him there.
Oh, we're having an open house show for our studio. We'll get to that later. Fuck, where was I? Fuck. Damn.
I was just building on the.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was saying on Duval's podcast. I'm sorry, complete.
Hey.
That I just like building shit. Like, ever since I was a kid, I like building crazy, just like train tracks, like the craziest train tracks in my house. So I like building shit. So now that I'm older, that translated to business. So it's just something that came. I'm not gonna say it came naturally. I had to. To this day, I study a lot. I'm actively learning for like 3 to 4 hours a day, reading books, watching videos, shit like that. But I definitely did have a natural inclination to do this. So anyway, that's how I got here. Then from making beats on that iPad, I got a laptop to start producing. That led to me throwing shows, and then me doing acoustic videos, because like I always just wanted people to rap over me, like playing piano and shit. And a bunch of other things that I'm not gonna get into now, but that's how we got here. So yeah, facts.
It's been a great story. It's been a great journey. Just being there from the beginning, I got to witness it all. So you know, facts. Shout out to you, bro. You're constantly evolving, and I respect that about you.
If you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah,
I heard Wes Watson say that today. He's one of the fucking amazing entrepreneurs I listen to. He's in the fitness world, but ex-felon, did 10 years for aggravated assault or some shit, and now he's a motivational speaker. Good dude. Shout out Wes Watson.
Damn. Word.
Yeah. Awesome. What about you though?
I bet.
I don't know your story.
You don't know my story like that?
No, I really don't.
Okay, bet. Well, I'll start with just like, I've always had boys that wanted to make it as an artist. And that was something I was always like super supportive of, and I always wanted to be there for them in whatever way possible. And in high school, you know, before I really found the lane for myself, it was one of those things where I was like, maybe I could be a manager one day type shit. You know what I mean? Like, even though I don't have connections or know what the fuck is going on really yet, like I would love to, you know, find a way to be a part of your careers because I have faith in you. So going into college, I went to my undergraduate at the University at Albany.
I forgot you were in Albany.
Yeah, word. Yeah, I liked it over there. Had a great, you know, big college experience. Probably, I guess time. Different. I had a great time. For sure. Definitely had a great time.
Albany's crazy.
Yeah. It was interesting spot for sure. So I was still thinking about, you know, getting into the management role, but like I didn't really know how to work myself into that. So I was studying philosophy at the time, and I was like, what, like, you know, the stigma is like, what do you do with a philosophy degree? Literally would hope, so people would always ask me that all the time. And I saw that one of the main things people got into with philosophy is law. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll get into law. Like, I love thinking like a philosopher/lawyer because, you know, they intersect in a lot of ways. And I was like, all right, bet, maybe I'll get into that. But I still had a passion for music. So I was like, looking in, and then I discovered entertainment law my second or third year. And I was like, wait, like this is I never even thought about it before. It never even like resonated. Like you could be like a lawyer for artists or like in that world before. So as soon as like I found out that was a thing, I just I pursued that role that as an entertainment lawyer, like with full force. And it wasn't until after I graduated my undergrad, which was last year, like as soon as COVID hit, my workload was just off my shoulders because it was my senior year. So I was getting senioritis, my club obligations, I was the president of the club and like in other roles where like were just thrown off. So I just had a lot of space to just pursue my passion and just see like how I'm going to work myself into entertainment law. Like how can I actually make active steps towards that? Because I felt like at that point I was getting a little old, you know what I mean? Like I got to start working towards that. So I spent the whole pandemic, just like the early pandemic when you were just home, just watching every video, reading every book, just finding online mentors. And that's really my thing. Like at this point, you know, you need mentors in this game. And before the internet, you couldn't really have mentors unless you knew them personally. But now people have so much content that like you could feel like you know somebody so personally, know their whole story, know their whole route that they got there, know everything that they know or just they put out there just by watching their content, reading their books, like watching their videos, interviews. So that was something that I just like pursued. I spent my whole entire time just doing that, working out while watching or listening or whatever the fuck that I could. So I spent the whole last year before like things opened up, just getting myself in the headspace, just seeing what an entertainment lawyer does, like learning about contracts, how to navigate the industry, all those sorts of things last year. So it wasn't until, you know, early 2020 where I made like really active steps to like really get into the industry like that. So when that happened, I was just reaching out to a bunch of people, seeing what connections I could make while just doing things online. You know, I made an Instagram because I didn't have an Instagram until like 7 months ago.
You didn't have the Instagram for the longest.
I didn't have an Instagram.
Everyone was on it.
Yeah, that ass, yeah, that ass, and that you know, it wasn't a.
God
so,
damn.
Yeah, my first so then I also during that time decided to pursue my master's in music business. So now I'm getting my master's in music business at Berklee College of Music. Yeah,
hey.
Basically finished my degree in the year, working on my master's research, which is focused. So actually I started law school last year in September. And since it was online, the whole ecosystem was online, I've noticed it wasn't really a good vibe for that. And I know that the entertainment law could be very competitive if you're trying to get certain roles. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially in New York City, a lot of people are here for that. So it could be competitive. And just like to make myself the best candidate I did, I made the tough decision. My family didn't support it at the time. They thought it was wrong. Like friends were like, well, friends actually did support me because they, you know, I know better than them because they haven't spent time doing that. But, you know, family thinks they know what's best, but at times,
that's
love you though. I see why you. Anyways, I made the decision to spend the whole last year just getting as active as I can, building my resume up, just learning what I can, so that way I could just making the network. So that way, when I'm applying for like my first legal positions in entertainment law or music law specifically, I have the foundation and just like the understanding where I'm the best candidate that I could. So technically dropped out last year. Now I'm in Brooklyn Law School this year again. Went to the same school that I dropped out of, gave me the same scholarship, so it didn't really make a difference. And now this year I'm entering with a master's in music business. So this year, unfortunately, last year, my whole life, all I knew, lived, and breathed was music business. That's literally all I did, thought about, like I made steps towards. This year, unfortunately, is my first. Fortunately, it's part of my journey, so not unfortunately, but it's my first year in law school, which is the most intense year. It's the one where you have the less, like, you know, a lot of times the least freedom. You're not really supposed to work or do anything except that. So this year, I'm not really doing much. I had to take a couple steps back, so my understanding and just like headspace in music business not as developed as it was a couple years. I'm not gonna say not as developed, but I'm not as present in it. But this, like, I'm very excited about this opportunity right here. And when I was speaking on that, having the opportunity to have online mentors, that's why I'm so excited about this podcast and being able to be a part of it. Because a lot of the people that I learned from came from interviews just like this, and how I got like a somewhat of a understanding, at least a ground level understanding, came from things just like this. And I know for me, all the entertainment lawyers I look up to, or especially in music law or just going in hip hop lawyers specifically, you know, like, because there's a lane for that, which is what I discovered. Thank you, Carl Folks. Shout out you. A couple other lawyers that like really specialize in hip hop like culture and music.
Shout out
and,
Carl. Yeah, you did 2 interviews with Producer Grind. They were both fire. fire.
Both dumb fire, bro. Yeah, OD. And he was young
facts.
for the first one, and now he's made so much progress. He really showed me that this shit is really possible. Not only can you be like specialize in music or like have a branding that's focused on music, but you could really like do hip hop. Like hip hop is that big where you like can really have a client base that's really in that. So for me, that was like I've been so excited ever since I discovered him because I knew it was possible. Because not only do I want to be a music or entertainment lawyer, I want to open my own law firm, and as soon as I can, that way I can build my own book. I did not know this. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely it's one of those things where it's like it's ambitious because you're starting a business, like, and I'm trying to do it as soon as I can. But it's one of those things where it's like I spoke to him on the phone once, and he told me that it's kind of one of those things where it's like you're gonna make mistakes early on, and you're gonna learn from your process, and it's kind of like you scale with your artist in a sense where that you work with, in the sense where it's like you're not charging what a senior attorney that's been working for 20 years is charging, and during the early stages, like while you're in law school, like plant those seeds is something that like always sticks with. Plant those seeds, and not in like you're trying to use somebody to see what they develop, but like it's like get that practice in and build relationships now, because you never know what they'll blossom to be in the future. And it's like I'm trying to do as much as I can for free now. I'm not going to charge a single dime for anything that I do until I graduate law school, but I'd love to do anything that I can do for you until that point. So I'm just trying to plant those seeds, build relationships, look at contracts. I do that whenever I can for free. If you're an artist, you want me to look at your contract, just want some extra eyes, just reach out. I would love to see whatever it is, even if it's just a producer agreement or anything. I would love to see it. If I'm not going to ever send it to anybody, talk about anything with it. It's just one of those things where I'm trying to gain experience in whatever way I can until I have the experience to actually start charging for my services. So I'm just excited for this opportunity because I want to be a media face myself at some point. And this was really the best. I couldn't ask for a better opportunity to get started. So
that's
yeah, for a fact. So
hell yeah,
that's basically my story for the most part and how I am here today. And It's exciting, bro.
Dope.
For a fact.
Yeah, fire. So couple things about our podcast. Number one, why it exists. So throughout my entire music career of producing, throwing shows, doing the acoustic videos, interviewing, doing the Cookups and Combos show, which is on my YouTube channel, which is basically like it was just I would invite artists to the studio, turn on the cameras and cook up with them live. Throughout all those things, I kept noticing certain habits from creatives, from artists, from people that I just watched the habits hold them back. And it really hurt the most when I was investing in artists. Like when I was producing heavy and like trying to work with everyone, trying to like elevate artists, grow them, it got to the point where like there was a lot of things that I saw within artists that I knew was holding them back. And those habits that I saw really just they kept them where they are. They didn't let them progress, and me being a producer for them, they forced me to not progress as well. Not force me. At the end of the day, I could go do whatever I want to do, but because of the things that I saw that these artists were doing that were holding them back, it affected me, and it got to the point where I didn't even want to produce anymore. Like I really don't produce. The only time I really make beats is if someone books a session with me. I engineer on the side. If someone books a session with me and they're like, "Yo, can you make a beat on the spot?" And that's really it, because like it just, while I was heavy producing, it just felt so fucking like hopeless. Like my goal was to attach myself to an artist and grow to the top, as like so many other producers want to do, but I was just working with people and I watched how they move, watch how they operate, and I was just like, yo, you're not going anywhere. And I would point shit out and try to like say things and like show them ways they could be better. Not saying I have all the answers, but there was just blatant shit that they were doing that was holding them back. And it got so fucking frustrating. And then I found one person that I really thought was it. I invested everything into this person. And then I had a falling out with them after it was a series of small things, but I had a falling out with them and it drove me over the limit. And I quit producing for a while. That's that's the reason why people ask me why I stopped the Cookups and Combos show. That was a big part of it, because I was just so fucking frustrated and done investing in artists because of these habits that I saw. So, I want this platform to be something where we could help people help give artists the best chance they can to succeed. Because that experience I went through almost made me quit music. Like I said earlier, like I never quit it, but like that almost made me do it because I just felt like it was so hopeless. And they say like music's the industry where 99% fails, and like I see why. So, I want this platform to be just something that artists can watch, learn from, give them tools to take them as far as they can go. Another thing I want to acknowledge is that I personally am not anywhere significant in my career right now, and I'm aware of that. So because of that fact, like, if I was the one preaching to them, they'd be like, all right, well, who the fuck are you? What have you done? So this is going to be a guest-based show where we're going to bring on other people who have done things that are experts in their certain area, and then have them speak about the things that work for them and have them give their perspective on how to help artists. And facts.
Yeah, and we've had some dope, bro. We've shot the first 5 episodes. I couldn't be more happy with them personally.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm super excited, and I think we're doing a good job so far to just get the best information we can out of them. We're only gonna get better from here. So as we keep, so I'm super excited. This is gonna be a dope show. Everything.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire. So that's pretty much it. We're just trying to build this up to be a platform where people can learn from, and also build a community of like-minded creatives with people that are serious about their careers. Like at the end of the day, like if you're creative and you're serious about your shit, then you know what it's like to be the only person that really wants it. Where like either your other friends or people around you, they don't even do anything music or creative or entrepreneurial at all, and they all think you're crazy, or the people around you, they do it, but like they don't really do it. So we want to build a community of everyone that's really serious, that really does it, and really wants to reach their fullest potential. Or I don't think you ever really reach your fullest potential, but chase your fullest potential. So we want to do that. And yeah, we're going to be extremely selective about who we let on the show too. This is not going to be like my interview series I had before where like I was just letting the homies on and like, anyone I thought would make a dope episode. Like you have to like, whoever it is that's here, like they have to have done some things. Like it's going to be a lot different. If anyone sees this and they know the interview series I had before, it's not going to be like this. It'd be like that at all. We're being way more selective. So, and that's for a reason. We really want to keep the quality high. We don't want to just have filler content, and we don't want to waste your time at the end of the day. So, that's that. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. You have anything to say?
Just again that I'm really excited, and I'm really happy with how they've started, and I know the sky's the limit with how we're gonna go about this. So yeah, bro, thank you again for like pursuing this and listening to feedback that like you should get this started again because you're a great host, and I'm appreciative of the opportunity, and I think everybody else has been happy with how they've gone so far too. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. Wait, hold on. Fuck. I just gotta, bro. I need to make sure. I got everything.
I'm so close to catching this train.
Yeah, I know. All right, yeah, fuck it. We gotta go. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Please subscribe to join the community if you're an artist and you're serious about your career. And we gotta go to get the train.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yo, let's go. Encore Podcast. We got the name.